Now this doesn't happen very often. We've gotten our hands on the mid-spec Kia Carens Clavis HTK Plus variant. I know you guys keep asking us to not review just the top end variants, and yeah, if we want to drive other variants, so that's finally happened. So in this video, let's give you a quick look at what you actually get with this HTK Plus variant, and could this be the most value for money variant of the Carens Clavis? Now with the HTK Plus variant of the Kia Carens Clavis, you still get that LED DRL that you have in the top spec trim. But the light cluster, although from the outside looks similar, you get a halogen projector lamp and the indicators are the bulb type ones. And the grille is slightly different. You don't have those ADAS sensors here, so it's marginally different. And of course, you don't have the camera here as well. Now coming to the sides, one notable change is that this continues with the 16-inch wheels. The top end variants of the Carens Clavis now get 17-inch wheels. So that is one difference. And you also now get roof rails. That has been continued here. You don't get a lot of the fancy sort of dual tone finishes here. It's a bit more sober in that sense, especially down below here. So that's one thing. And we're coming to the rear, again from the outside, Kia usually does it, the ability to tell this apart from the top end variant, but very cleverly, these bulbs, they use halogen instead of being full LED units. So yeah, this is what is the Clavis from the outside. Now coming to the boot, it still gives you 216 liters with all 3 rows up. When you fold the third row, it's about 645, and with all the 3 rows folded, it's over 1100 liters. Now this particular version is the 1.5 diesel automatic with about 116 PS and 250 Newton meters. Let me start by what you're missing out on if you choose this HTK Plus variant. Of course, you have a simpler cabin design. You don't have a lot of the beige or the soft materials on the steering wheel and here. It's all plastic. Yeah, you have the new design that the Clavis brings with it. So in that sense, it's still a quite modern feeling cabin. You also don't have leatherette upholstery. You have fabric seats, which in a way is better for our weather. And in terms of the features that you're missing, most clearly you have the smaller screen. Although I must say that this gives you wireless Android or an Apple CarPlay, which the larger screen does not. So in a way, you're winning. And you also have hard tactile buttons here for all the controls, as you can see, for the volume, for the tuning, for all the media functions. So in a way, you're winning. And that's the same with the climate setup. I think, to be honest, this is a more intuitive one than what you find in the top spec variant with their touch panels. As you can see, this has again hard buttons for everything, for the climate, the fan speed and so on. But otherwise, I think in terms of comfort, there's really not that much of a difference. Yes, this seat is completely manual. You don't have that powered adjustment for moving forward and back and for the recline, but I don't know how many of you will miss it. You also don't have an automatic IRVM, which I think is a bit of a miss. This digital instrumentation was what the Carens always came with. It's not as good as a fully digital instrument cluster, but it's fine. Now coming to things that you might miss, yeah, you don't have ventilated seats, but you still get drive modes considering this is the diesel automatic version, so that's great. And yeah, you also don't get wireless charging and you don't get an ADAS suite, but I don't know how many of you will use the ADAS suite. So I think that's what I'm saying. This HTK Plus variant, I think, has all the basics covered. So you will not feel completely shortchanged. Yeah, you don't have the completely plush high-tech features of the top-end variant, but this will do enough for you on the daily commute quite easily. At least I feel that. Considering you still have the new automatic parking brakes. So yeah, now let's see what the second row of this version is like. Now coming to the back seat of this HTK Plus variant, I think again you're more or less covered. See, you have it only in the 7-seater format. You can't get it with the captain seats, but I think that this 7-seater bench actually gives you more under-thigh support than the captain seat version that you saw in our full review that we put out. So in that sense, I think again that's a big positive for this HTK Plus variant. And again, like in the front, all the useful features are still there. So I still have these vents from the older Carens with that diffused airflow, which I think was a great feature to have. The same fan speed control, the 2 Type-C chargers with the cooling for the space here. I have the all-important sunshades. And yeah, while I don't have that one touch window function, yeah, that's something I will have to live with, but I can still recline this seat, as you can see, to a quite comfortable angle. And then of course the main thing that you're missing is the fact that you don't have a sunroof at all. Now let me quickly run you through the engine options that you can get with the HTK Plus. You can get it with the turbo DCT, you can get it with the diesel manual and the diesel AT, but this is the only variant that you can have with the diesel automatic. Now with this HTK Plus, you still get the tumble fold, which is a great feature. And so yeah, it's similarly easy to get in. And the back seat experience, the third row experience, is really no different from the top end version. So again, in this regard, you're not really losing out on much. And let me just tumble this forward to show you exactly how much space I have in the third row. You can get a more detailed view of this in our full review that's already out. But yeah, this is what the third row is in this variant. So what do you think about the Kia Carens Clavis HTK Plus? Does it have everything that you want from an MPV, or would you still pick the top end variant? Let us know in the comments.